Long ago, in a small town called Cana, there was a special celebration happening, a wedding. The whole town was excited, and people gathered together, dressed in their best clothes, ready to eat, dance, and have lots of fun. Among the happy guests were Jesus, his mother Mary, and his friends, the disciples. Everyone was enjoying the music and delicious food, and the room was filled with laughter and joy. But as the party continued, something unexpected happened. The people serving the food noticed that they had run out of wine, which was a very important drink at weddings in those days. The guests were surprised, and the hosts felt embarrassed. They didn't know what to do. Mary, who cared very much about the family holding the wedding, saw that they needed help. She knew that her son, Jesus, could do amazing things. Mary quietly went to Jesus and said, "They have no more wine." Jesus listened to his mother. He knew that sometimes, even small problems can feel big, especially during special celebrations. Mary trusted Jesus, and she told the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby, there were 6 large stone jars. Each one was huge, big enough to hold lots and lots of water. Jesus looked at the jars and said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." The servants hurried to do what Jesus asked. They filled every jar all the way to the top with fresh, clean water. Then Jesus said, "Now, take some out and give it to the master of the banquet." The master of the banquet was like the big boss of the party, the person in charge of making sure everything went perfectly. The servants did as they were told. They scooped some water from the jars and took it to the master. But something wonderful happened. The water wasn't just water anymore. When the master tasted it, he was amazed. It had turned into the most delicious wine he had ever tasted. He didn't know how it happened, but he was so happy. He called the groom over and said, "Most people serve the best wine first, and after the party goes on, they bring out the cheaper wine. But you have saved the best wine for last." The groom smiled, and the guests cheered. The celebration could continue, and everyone was happy again. The family was relieved, and the party became even more joyful. The people didn't realize how the wine had appeared, but the servants knew that Jesus had turned the water into wine. This was the very first miracle that Jesus performed. It showed everyone that Jesus cared about people, even about the small worries and troubles they had. He wanted them to be joyful and to know that God's love was with them. By turning water into wine, Jesus showed that wonderful things can happen when we trust him and listen to his words. The story of Jesus turning water into wine reminds us that miracles can happen when we least expect them. It encourages us to help others, just as Mary did, and to trust that good things can come, even when something seems impossible. Above all, it teaches us that kindness, faith, and love make every celebration brighter. And so, the wedding in Cana became even more special, because everyone saw that with Jesus, anything is possible. And the story of his first miracle was told for many generations, reminding children and grown-ups that God's love is always near, ready to help us in wonderful ways.